here live from Magic Kingdom with the hurricane about parallel to Orlando right now. Just taking a look at how everything is going. It has been extremely windy. I don't know if you can tell, but the clouds have been circulating so quickly that it is just moving at such a fast pace. But I think that we might be kind of in the eye of the storm right now because we haven't had rain in a long time, although it was raining earlier today, so figure we'll get the outer bands in a bit. Now, this is a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party night, or rather it was. So the park actually Magic Kingdom actually ended up canceling the party along with some other events. There were some closures at parks due to the impending hurricane and the weather that was associated with it. So some of the tours at Animal Kingdom were closed. Like the mini golf and Typhoon Lagoon were closed, and the Mickey's Not So Scary party was canceled for tonight, unfortunately. And I was planning to be at Magic Kingdom anyway. This was supposed to be the night I attended the party, and it should have been starting right about now at 7 o'clock. However, they made the decision about 24 hours ago to flip it because that is coming in. So Magic Kingdom is now closing to everyone at 8 p.m., although the other parks are staying open till their normal park hour time. So Epcot and Hollywood Studios are staying open till 9. So just take a look around as the Mickey Pumpkin lights starting to come on, and the Main Street lights are starting to come on as well. I don't know if y'all can even hear me with this wind. It is so crazy right now, like taking those trees. Oh my goodness gracious. There is a random smattering of debris throughout the park of like leaves and trash and just things that have been blown around by this crazy wind. There have been some really intense gusts here, like right now, that have made it almost like hard to walk even, which is kind of insane. There has not been a ton of actual impact for Magic itself, apart from, well, the party being closed and the hours being wide, but there are a couple of attractions here that have been closed because of the weather. So the train over on Main Street was closed as soon as we got in around like 4:35-ish. They had the train went ahead and was closed. And then Astro Orbiters over in Tomorrowland is not operating right now because of the wind. That flight has been grounded. Although most of the other attractions are operating, and they have really low wait times right now. Like we just rode Tron and the wait ended up being 30 minutes. As we were coming in, a lot of guests were exiting. You can kind of see down Main Street, a lot of the guests are starting to exit now. We have a little under an hour before the park officially closes, so people are kind of starting to head out. There's a lot of the shops and food stands are starting to close up as well. Operation, which makes sense. We want to see all the cast members get home safely with enough time to get to their loved ones and get home to where they need to. And as you can see, it's really getting sparse in terms of people that are still here. A lot of the attractions are still operating, however. I imagine they'll still be going until the official closing time at 8 o'clock. So I don't know if we'll be staying that late, but we'll take a look just in case. But I mean, anytime we get to take a look at these Mickey pumpkins, though, is always a good day. Although this was absolutely insane. I don't even know if y'all can hear this, but the wind is really powerful. And oh my goodness, there was a cast member on Main Street, you know, the balloon ones, those amazing, really impressive cast members that are able to hold all those balloons. She was doing that with this wind, and it was very incredible. So major shout out to that cast member. In general, cast members are just the best. Everyone has been super kind, super helpful, and thinking about all of the guests who were vacation and now are having their vacation impacted by this. I know that the cast members are going above and beyond to still make this a magical experience for them. Being a Florida resident, this is now, just take a listen for that music. Being a Florida resident, this is now several hurricanes that we have been through, and they have varied in severity, but every time cast members have always been so gracious. Oh goodness, the wind. So gracious and prioritizing safety and making sure there's still a really comfortable, great environment for those guests who have, been at the resort and who are here during this hurricane, which they definitely not planning for when it came to their trip. Now, if this is something that happens to you, there's a lot of things to know about what happens if you're actually at Magic Kingdom, well, Disney World at large, or what would happen if your trip has been impacted by a hurricane. And I'm making a separate video, I just filmed it a second ago, about what you need to know if there is a hurricane when you're here at Disney World. But I also wanted to go live and an overview of what things are looking like right now. If there's anything specific you want to see, definitely that in the comments. I can just kind of hovering around the hub right now because I love the Mickey pumpkins, and this was supposed to be the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party that got canceled yesterday because of the weather, which makes sense because it's looking a little dire here with these clouds just swirling and cycling, and this wind is just extreme. So I'm glad that they prioritized the safety of cast members and went ahead and canceled the party. Although I think that means I may not be able to attend this year, which is pretty disappointing because I have gone to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party for, oh my goodness, I think 7 years, and this will be the first year that I'm not going. But safety is the most important thing, so I appreciate them making that call. That is something to note when it comes to Magic Kingdom and Disney World making calls about if there will be adjustments to the park hours or there'll be any closures of any kind. They usually make that decision a little bit later than some of the other theme parks and other kind of tourist attractions around Orlando. They are pretty wise and patient about making any announcements like that. So you usually will get that information a little last minute. Wow. So crazy. Oh my goodness. I cannot even explain how like intense these gusts of wind are. This is crazy. Oh my goodness, but we got Mickey Pumpkin, so that's fantastic. Also, I really don't think the camera's doing justice how quickly these clouds are moving, and especially with it getting a little bit darker, it's getting even more ominous looking. Although the castle looks really nice, all lit up, so yay for that. But it is just like such a weird mix having this crazy weather with like the up Main Street music happening. You can see that the walkway into the castle has been roped off and closed here, along with some of the rides being impacted by the hurricane coming in. Entertainment was also impacted. They canceled the stage that usually happened here in front of the castle. They canceled some cavalcade normally happen around the time. Anything that would be outside and potentially be a hazard for cast members with the high wind, that was canceled. Oh, that outfit's so cute, it lights up. I love that. As the lights on Main Street come on and are popping out even more, it's just really like a crazy contrast between the bright lights of that compared to just these really ominous clouds just swirling around. It is really interesting that we have not had rain in a while. It was torrential earlier today here in Florida, but ever since I've been at Magic Kingdom now for a couple hours, no rain. I've been carrying around a rain jacket just in case, but this is one of the only times it's not raining in Central Florida, which is surprising. But I will tell you, this wind is intense. It's been blowing around leaves and knocking over trash cans. These trash cans look okay right here, but there are trash cans over in Tomorrowland that we're about to tip over. I'm not kidding. These wind gusts are no joke. Let's head over into Adventureland because I have not been there yet to see what that is looking like. Probably make our way back over to the hub in a little bit. And we'll get a nice view of some trees here. Oh goodness, oh my goodness. Sorry, I have a new bowl that I'm using and I'm still getting acclimated to it. Man, those ducks are having a field day though with all that popcorn on the ground. I will say that you know it's serious because even the ducks are not getting in the water here. They're just kind of standing on the bank. When we pulled in and parked at the Ticket and Transportation Center, there were some birds on the car in front of us, and my goodness, they're holding on with all their strength. and they were about to fly away from the wind. Oh look, those ducks are actually in the water. Good for them for braving these winds. You can see most of the ducks are like, we are just camped out. We are not dealing with that. Got some Disney ducks. Really enjoying this crazy weather. Oh, actually, they're probably enjoying that popcorn that just spilled over. Ice cream line? Is this the ice cream line? Oh, wow. What a day to be a duck here at Disney World in the middle of a hurricane. Living their best life. So we do still have a fair amount of people in the park, but you can see, especially across the bridge here, you can. That is pretty cute. Who doesn't love a Disney duck? Am I right? They are just living their life here in this little bit of a, well, lot of windy weather here. Yeah, this is just like insane. Also, I am surprised by how many people are still here, but definitely a lot of people are starting to, as you can see, everyone's making their way down Main Street. The park closes in a little under an hour anyway, so that makes sense. But also, oh, check the wait times. Okay, that's a good idea. When we first got in here a couple hours ago, the wait times were insanely low. We're talking like 35 minutes for Seven Dwarfs, 35 minutes for Tron, which I think ended up only being a 29-minute wait. So that should give some kind of idea of what the crowd levels are looking like right now. You can see everyone is kind of departing a bit. Oh my goodness, this fountain earlier, they have turned them off now, but these fountains were going crazy with the wind and just like spraying everything. It was so much happening. You'll see that in a video that I'm just made. I filmed it just before going live here about what you need to know if you are here at Disney World when there's a hurricane, like you are a guest and this is your vacation and you happen to be at a Disney resort, what's that like? Or if your trip got impacted because maybe you were supposed to be flying Disney during this hurricane, what do you do about that? So I will have that video coming later today, which will give you just some information that you'll need, or if you're just ever curious about what happens when there is a hurricane and what has been impacted. If you are just popping in here, some of the attractions have been closed, though most of them are still open. The train was closed as soon as we got in earlier today. We're gonna go check out the wait times right now, so we're headed. Let's see. The queue is closed, y'all. Sorry about that. But the train was closed early and the Astro Orbiters were closed. Makes sense because, oh goodness. Oh gosh, thanks for bearing with me. The Astro Orbiters were closed because it's super windy. And, oh, here we go, wait times. Yeah, so you can see the Cavalcade is closed. Mickey's a 10-minute wait. That's pretty darn good. Adventureland looking good. Oh, went by fast. Let's see if it pops back up again. I may have jinxed it though. Just a moment ago, I was saying how, okay, let's see here. Wow, Fantasyland, Seven Dwarfs, 45 minutes. Peter Pan, 30 minutes. Anything else on there? It's interesting. Virtual is still closed. Let's see if we can see what Tron's up to right now. 20, oh my goodness, Tron's at 20 minutes. Do you want to go ride that again? How was it riding in this wind? Jill? See, a couple of decorations have been impacted over on Main Street, in the very end of Main Street, where there's all this Halloween bunting. It has really picked that up. You can kind of see it right here above the ice cream parlor. You can see how much the wind is just like picking all this up. Fortunately, all of the along Main Street are holding tight. They are doing well. Oh, by the way, if this is your first time here at Millennial on Main Street, I'm so glad you're here. My name is Molly, and I am all about bringing you the latest from. I feel so blessed that I can come to Disney so often, but I remember when that wasn't the case. And so I want to share what's happening at the parks with you so you can stay up to date on what's going on with your happy place. I also share tips and information as well. So if this is up your alley, definitely think about subscribing, joining the fun. Yeah, everyone's really starting to vacate now. It's starting to sprinkle a bit. It was not raining at all since we've been here. I think we were like kind of in the mid, but now the weather is getting a little bit nastier, to be honest, and the rain is starting to happen. So it does make sense that they canceled the Mickey's Not So Scary, because it would have started about 25 minutes ago, right as all of this is happening, right as the rain is starting to pick up. So for the safety of cast members and everyone attending the party, 100% makes sense. I know, understand why they did it. We'll just see if we're going to go to guest relations after this, maybe see if anything they can help us with or do. Right now, if you're going to attend the party, it was supposed to be refunded to you. All of the other parties this are completely sold out. So not holding out hope that I could maybe transfer for another one, but maybe just hoping for a little Disney magic, because I absolutely love the Halloween party and have gone for, I think, 7 years. Tonight was supposed to be my party night. I think I've said that many times, but that's real important. Looks like the wind is kind of calming down a bit. This is actually the most calm it's been since we have been here, which is nice, and actually kind of now that the wind is not constantly blowing like it has been since we got here around 5 o'clock or so. So it's almost a little concerning in a way, but lots of people are starting to leave the park as we get as we get closer to the park's closure. The wind is actually starting to chill out. Little unnerving. Those birds are hightailing it somewhere. I don't know what they know. We don't know. But oh, here comes the wind again. I don't even know if y'all can hear it through this home, but it is really intense. I was trying to hold the camera down to get video earlier, and it was just flapping in the wind like the flags all along Main Street, which I'll show when we start walking down that way. Man. So this wind has been pretty intense. I think that's the most significant part of it. There has been some debris and leaves on the ground. I'll say cast members have been super on top of keeping everything clean, even with the weather. When we first came in, was completely lined with leaves that had fallen from these trees, and you can see cast members have already jumped on it, kept it clean. They're kind of still there a little bit. Cast members are amazing, though. They are doing their best to keep everyone safe and still have a great experience. They're starting to do some hurricane preparation, though, over at the Ticket and Transportation Center. When we came, they were saran wrapping up the traffic cones and the trash cans. So that was kind of fun to see in like a kind of random how they use saran wrap. Not like there's an impending hurricane, but oh goodness. All right, now the rain definitely picking up. You can see they turned off these fountains now because they were just like throwing water at people earlier. Gonna see about finding Aaron and making our way down Main Street as it's starting to rain. I had a rain jacket this whole time. I was like, wow, I'm not even gonna need to use it. But here we are, Central Florida, and rain, to be expected, but especially when we are in the middle of a pretty intense hurricane. With that being said, I also hope that, especially if you're in this area, is being super safe. Safety is the most important thing, and everyone's doing okay. I'm really excited to also get out of here so cast members can get home to their loved ones and safety. Although some cast members do actually stay on property when there are hurricanes. When you're a cast member, you can opt into something called being a hurricane ride-out crew. And what that means is you would stay at a Disney resort and you would help out there for the guests that have to stay. That could be like serving food or helping with that. And sometimes that even means if you're an entertainment cast member, maybe a magical Disney friend might make an appearance. So there are cast members who, their time in to make sure that the guests are, safe and still has an enjoyable experience as possible. Here at this channel, we are very much pro cast member. We believe that they are the Disney difference. So anytime give a little shout out to the cast members, definitely will do. Like earlier today, Main Street, there was a cast member holding all those balloons. It was very impressive how she was holding down the fort with that. But Looks like it's pretty calm. Actually, let me show this flag up here. Oh. Yeah, so you can see the flag is just taken off. The bunting is really just taking off as well. Everyone's really starting to, oh, the lights are getting dim. That was kind of weird.
Oh my God.
Looks like the Main Street stores are still open, although everything else looks like it's really starting to wind down. Would you be okay if I go into Adventureland? Aaron wants to go home. I don't blame him, though. We have been here checking out the hurricane for a minute. Kind of the goal was to see what was going on, bring you guys in to the latest, make about what you can expect if there is a hurricane at Disney World, which I will have that out in a little bit in case you're ever curious about that or in case potentially ever happens to you. So we're going to head down Main Street, then I'm going to go check out guest relations and if there's anything I can do about my Mickey party ticket, and then we'll probably wrap it for the evening. But we will make our way down Main Street, see what we can see. Love all the pumpkins lit up. Oh, it's giving me cozy, spooky vibes. Even though the party's canceled, kind of feels like there's a little Halloween here from pumpkins lit up. I do love how they are all unique and they complement the store they're above. So like these have baseball bats on them for Casey's Corner. The ones over here by the ice cream shop have little ice cream cones. So it's a very, very cute and very fun how they make them unique like that. Not as fun is this weather right here. The line for the monorail is going to be very long. I know that. Oh my goodness, the wind. Sorry, picking up again. Wow. I know that because on our way in, the ferry boat was not running, so monorails were the only option. Looked like none of the boats were going, so like the resort launches, everything around Magic Kingdom was also not running. I have not confirmed this, but I imagine that if that is the case for a resort that you're staying at, then they would run buses to the resort for you. So in case that ever happens. Oh, that flag is really struggling a little bit up there, poor thing. Man, and if you're wondering why all of these American flags are still up, because you're supposed to take American flags down in bad weather, like the Main Street one here. And that's because all the flags at the top of the buildings here are actually not real American flags. They look like flags, but they are slightly different so that they are not official American flags. So there you go. They actually serve as lightning rods, which is helpful because a lot of lightning in Florida. All right, so we are going to, wow. Oh my goodness. This is where the wind is just like really picks up. It's also kind of creepy how like dead this area is because normally it's just teeming with people getting pictures with all these cute pumpkins. I really hope this pumpkin over here does not lose her bat and flapping in the wind for a little bit now. Man. All right, well, we're going to end it here so that we can go into guest relations, see if anything's possible about my ticket. But if you like to see the latest from Disney, definitely subscribe and check out my hurricane video that is coming in just a little bit. Thanks for hanging out, y'all.